So we're all lying down, allowing the body to come to rest. And hopefully we won't have any more comedy interruptions. So take this moment just to feel the relationship between your body, gravity, and the floor. Feel the parts of the body that are on the floor and allow them to soften, to release downwards. Feel the support of the floor and how that allows your body to simply be in this space. Take this moment to step away from the other things that have happened today, this week, around you, in your jobs, in your lives, and formally, mentally step onto your yoga mat, into your yoga space. And as you do that, perhaps you can feel a little softness across the forehead, a release through the tongue, the jaw, the shoulders, the chest. Notice the breath that you're breathing. Don't try to change it, just simply observe it. Feel where the breath moves in the body. Notice how even in perceived stillness, there is still the movement of the breath. When you're ready, you can gently deepen your breath by engaging the muscles across the navel, drawing them slightly inwards to exhale more fully. And then breathe into the sides of the body, the back, the chest. Breathe out slowly, deeply, and completely, using that gentle engagement across the navel. Breathe into the ribcage, the collarbones, the shoulder blades. Breathing out slowly, deeply, and completely. Keep your breath moving in this way. See if you can fill every space available to breathe into. And soften your face and shoulders and chest a little more as you breathe out. At the end of your next exhalation, simply allowing your nose to sway from side to side. We're not trying to twist the head all of the way from one side to the other. Just a gentle sway of the nose from side to side, allowing the sides of the neck, maybe the tops of the shoulders or the chest to release a little bit more tension. When you're ready, you can bring your head back to the center. And we're going to begin today with bending your knees into your chest. So hug the knees towards you, using your arms first to stir your knees in one direction. So you can have your knees together or apart or anywhere in between, whatever works for you, but just stirring the knees in a circle. And as you do that, feeling what happens in the back of your body. So here we're massaging that space, particularly around the back of the pelvis, the low back, maybe a little bit to the sides as well. Whichever direction you're going in, just reversing that direction And this is a variation of a posture called Apanasana, wind releasing pose. So if that happens, don't grip, just let go. You're at home, you're in your own space. Apart from Lynn and Hannah, there's nobody else who will notice. So don't hang on, let it go if it comes. And then bring your knees back to the center. We're going to rest the feet down one at a time, but take the feet quite far apart and just rest the arms out to the side and sway the knees from side to side. A gentle sway. A little firmness across the belly muscles here to support that movement. So we recruit them for strength and stability. And you might notice other parts of the body responding with a reaction. So you might feel one hip come off the floor or the sides of the body awaken down the obliques. When you're ready, you can bring your knees back to the center. Arms can come down by the sides, pressing the elbows and the backs of the arms down. Feel the chest lifting as you just create a little space underneath the space between the rib cage, collarbones, no, shoulder blades, there we are. And then when you're ready, you can engage the buttocks, press the heels down, lift your hips up and gently down. So keeping the upper body engaged, maybe even gently pressing down with the back of the head, raising and lowering the hips, just beginning to feel your way into bridge pose, but we're not looking for holding, we're just looking for movement. When your hips come down this time, releasing them to the floor, releasing the arms so the upper back can relax, and bringing your knees towards you one at a time. We're going to leave the arms down. So now we're going to recruit the muscles of the abdomen to help in our knee circling. So same thing, but without the hands on the knees, just circling the knees around and noticing if you can feel the firing, the engagement of those muscles down the sides of the body, the low abdomen, the center of the abdomen, that space underneath the rib cage. Going the opposite direction as well. And you don't have to make big movements. If you've got a lot of sensitivity in your low back, then you might prefer to have your hands for support, and that's okay too. We're going to bring the knees to center, and then here, allow the knees to go in different directions. So extending through one leg as we draw the opposite leg back towards us, and just feeling that rocking from side to side. And when we extend through the leg, our hip flexors, the muscles that help bring our thighs towards our torsos, are much more engaged as well. Let's go the opposite way as well. Notice if this movement feels different on your low back. I hope that it does. And then when you're ready, you can bring both knees together in the center and just hug them towards you again. So we do that to release the effort in those muscles that we've used. Take your left foot down to the floor and extend your right leg up or out. It doesn't matter which. Soften the knee as much as you need to make that comfortable in the back of your body, and then making circles with your foot. So you can keep your knee more bent if it's more comfortable for your hip or for your back. You can extend your leg a little more if you prefer. Press the left foot down into the floor. The standing leg, press it down. I've got no idea which leg I said that we were supposed to be doing. So the opposite leg, and then reverse the direction of your leg circles. Again, a touch of firmness across your belly muscles will help to provide support. Notice if you've got one direction that feels better than the other, and try to avoid pressing through any clunking or clicking in your hips. Next time your leg comes up, lengthen through the back of the leg. Just see if you can get it that little bit longer or straighter than you did before. And then cross your foot over the opposite thigh, the ankle over the opposite thigh. So I've got my right foot crossed over my left thigh. I hope that's where you are as well. And just gently sway from side to side. Don't worry if you're doing it the opposite way around. As I say, I've muddled my left and rights already. So firmness in the belly here. And we're going to allow the knees to rock one side and then the other until the standing leg, that's the one with the foot on the floor, we can rock all the way towards that side. You don't have to go all the way, but most of the way if you can. And when you get there, taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Then we're going to firm the belly and bring the knees back to center. Uncross the legs, lengthen the leg that was crossed up into the air, extend through the heel, lengthen that leg all the way down to the mat. When your heel touches down, slide your foot in and support with that foot on the floor while you extend what is now the right, no, it might be the left, who knows, the opposite leg up into the air. Soft in the knee and make circles, or extend through your leg a little bit more if you prefer. Circles with your foot. A little firmness in the belly. Just allow the opposite foot to be supportive. Notice how it feels compared to the opposite side. Really creating lots of mobilizing of fluid in the joints here. So too much fluid in the joint is not good, but we're lubricating here, which is better. Opposite way around. So reversing your rotation. You're going to keep your knee as bent as feels comfortable for your back, for your hips. Firm in the center. And then one more, lengthening your leg up, crossing your ankle over the opposite thigh, and then a little sway of the knees from side to side. So we begin with a smaller movement, so we build up towards doing that fuller twist. Again, stabilizing with those belly muscles, noticing if it feels different, tighter, stiffer, more easy or comfortable on this side. When you're ready, you can let your knees go all the way over towards the side of your standing leg. That's the one with the foot on the floor. And in your spinal twist here, just taking a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Firm the belly to come back to center. Extend your top leg right up to the ceiling or in that general direction. Lengthen that leg straight down to the floor so that the heel touches, and then slide your foot in. Aces. We're going to keep the feet a little closer together. So we want them inside the width of the body, if that makes sense, not outside the width of the body. And then we're going to rest the arms down by the sides. Firm your heels into the floor. Roll the shoulders down into the floor as well. As you inhale, firm the buttocks, lift the hips up, lift the arms up as well. Reach them over the head as the hips come all the way up off the floor. And as you exhale, release the arms down to the side, release the hips down to the floor. Don't worry if it takes you a few of these to coordinate it. Inhaling up, firm in the buttocks and pressing into the heels and the backs of the shoulders. Reaching the arms up and exhaling, arms down to the sides. We'll do 3 more. Breathing in as you come up. Breathing out as you release down. Breathing in as you come up. Where is the support for your movement? Breathing out as you release. Last one. Breathing in as you come up. This time, leave your arms where they are and exhale just your hips down. See if it feels comfortable with your arms extended over the head. And then when you're ready, you can bring your arms back down to your sides. Very good. Okay, I think we've completed just about everything we need to do here on the floor. So let's bring the knees back towards us and do a little bit of rocking backwards and forwards through the length of the spine. We're just beginning to massage a little bit further up the spine, balancing on the sit bones every time you come up. And perhaps if you want to have a little bit of fun, you can throw a different shape every time you come up. You don't have to, but it certainly alleviates the repetition. This time coming up and just holding. And hold underneath the backs of your thighs, roll your shoulder blades towards each other, lengthen through the crown of the head. And if you want to, you can lift your feet up a little and just take a couple of deep breaths. When you're ready, you can rest your feet down and take a moment to fold forward over your legs and slouch a little bit. So we've done a lot of activating. You can feel some length in the back of the body. And I'll show you what we're going to do. So we're going to rock backwards and forwards through the length of the spine, but place one foot down and extend the opposite leg. We're going to use that leg extension as a bit of momentum to see if we can rock up onto the foot that's on the floor. Now this takes some practice, so it might not happen tonight, that's okay. It might not happen next week or the week after, but eventually it will happen. So it goes like this. We're rocking back, we extend through the right leg, rocking back, extend through the left leg. So you reach your hands forward, try to bring your weight onto the foot that's underneath you, pressing it down. Join in when you're ready. So I want you to try at least 3 to each side. It's pretty hard to do and talk at the same time. But the more you do it, whoop, she says, the easier it is. So one more to each side. Oh, and then the next time you come up, just coming up to sitting, but sitting with your right leg crossed in front of your left. And when you come to sitting, come to stillness as well. Rest the arms, let the body find its stable foundation and then lift tall. Close the eyes or gaze gently downward. Notice the effect of your posture work so far. Give your body a moment to catch its breath, to catch up with all of those movements, to assimilate the information you've given it. And then when you're ready, you can open your eyes. Awesome stuff. Okay, so we're going to extend the right leg out to the right side. The left foot can come as close towards your center as your knee and hip rotation allow. I prefer mine a little further away, have to say. And we're going to do our figure of eights. So we've got a couple of new folks in the class and they did this with me last week, but everybody else has done this before. We're reaching the arms wide. We're going to turn the back of the left hand and sweep the back of the left hand towards the right foot and then up and over the head. Nice big circle with the left arm. Place the left hand behind the left hip. Lift the hips and raise the right arm around the head as well. Nice big circle. Let the hips come back to the floor. Okay, so this is our figure of eights. You can keep this right knee as bent as you need to make it feel comfortable on your leg. Try not to overreach or overstrain. It's just a nice flowy movement. Okay, so reaching the arms wide, let's sweep the left arm to the right leg and up. Place the left hand behind us. Press down with the left shin, the left foot, the left arm to sweep the right arm around. Keep going, figure of eights. We're going to do 3 of these. So this is number 2. Lovely job, number 3. This time, holding your wild thing if you want to, just taking a deep breath in And a deep breath out, reaching the right fingertips away from the right toes. And then when you're ready, releasing your hips to the floor. And we're going to do a little downward facing dog. So again, we practiced this last week. It's a transition from here into hands and knees. We fold the right foot in, turn to the left, place the left hand behind, pivot on the toes to turn behind you to place the right hand down, and then just doing a little shimmer or sway on your hips, on your toes in this little squat position. We're going to reach the hands as far forward as we can, and tonight we're going to start by bringing the knees to the mat. So here we want to move a little bit like a cat-cow position, but we're going to make it a bit more dynamic. So we're dropping the hips towards the heels, maybe the chin towards the chest, and then as you inhale, press off your toes, look forward and open your chest. Move your shoulders slightly forward. As you exhale, move your hips back, chin to chest. As you inhale, move your hips forward. Open the chest, maybe soft elbows, looking forward. Exhaling back, scooping the belly in. Inhaling forward. And then if you want to, you can go a little further. So you can reach your hands a little further in front of you, exhaling back. And as you inhale forward, you can bring your hips towards the floor and open your chest. Keep your toes tucked under, press into the toes, press into the hands to move backwards. And inhaling forwards, soft elbows, open chest. Exhaling backwards. Inhaling forwards. One more, exhaling backwards. Inhaling forwards. Exhaling backwards, we're going to take a downward facing dog. So press into your hands, extend through your backs of your legs, lifting the hips and bending one knee and then the other. Press into your fingertips, the heels of your hands, lifting your belly, just like lengthening the tailbone right up to the ceiling. And then when you're ready, you can walk your hands back towards you, bending your knees a little. We're going to move the right hand to the left side of the mat, turn to the left and turn around to be sitting with the left leg crossed in front of the right. When you come back to sitting, again, take a moment in stillness. Rest the arms, find length in the spine. Close your eyes, allow your body to absorb the information that you've given it. And here, just because we can do a little neck movement, which I think will help just to release any tension from the shoulders. Bringing the chin towards the chest and rolling the right ear towards the right shoulder and chin to chest, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest. Just going a little side to side. If you're not comfortable sitting cross-legged, then feel free to extend your legs or give yourself a little bit of support underneath the buttocks. Next time you go to the left, make this the last time. And then bring your chin back to your chest. And then your head back upright. And just roll your shoulders a little if they need it. We're going to extend the left leg out and do our figure of 8. So we do 1 slow and then 3 all together. So reaching the arms wide, turn the back of the right hand, sweep the back of the right hand towards the left foot and up. As you twist, place the right hand behind you, lift the hips, coming onto the right shin and reaching the left arm around the body and down. We'll do 3 more. Flow in a way that feels nice to your body. Keep your left knee soft if you want to. Use the support of the right shin and foot on the floor, the right buttock and the right shoulder. Very good. And then one more, and this time we will hold our baby wild thing. And as you hold your baby wild thing, reach your left fingertips away from your left toes. Press down into the right shin, right foot, right shoulder to lift the body away from the mat. Deep breath in, deep breath out, and then gently releasing the hips down. We're going to fold the left foot in, turn to the right, place the right hand behind us, pivot on our toes to come into our little squat, and move a little bit from side to side as you would like to. You might want to be a bit further forward and not so bent in the knees, that's okay too. We're going to reach the hands as far forward as feels comfortable. Imagine that you're almost falling forward and then extend through the backs of the legs. So coming up to downward facing dog, perhaps the feet are quite far apart. In down dog, do whatever feels most comfortable. Perhaps it's bending one knee and extending the other. Perhaps keeping both knees bent and wriggling your hips from side to side feels better. Wherever your tension is, finding a way to move so that you release it. And then when you come to center, come onto your tiptoes. You're going to drop the heels down to the left and then bend and straighten the legs just a couple of times. Feeling that stretch down the right side of the body. Then come back onto your tiptoes in the center, heels over to the other side, bend and stretch the legs. Just a couple of times. Very good. Come back to the center and we're going to walk our feet all the way towards our hands. So we end up in a forward bend, knees as bent as you need them to be to feel comfortable. Turn the backs of the hands to the floor if they easily reach, or hold elbow to elbow if you prefer. Here, just take a moment to let the back of the neck really relax. There's no need to look at the screen. You can just simply extend through the back of the neck. Maybe even turn the nose from side to side a little, or nod the head backwards and forwards a touch. And then when you're ready, bend your knees a little deeper, press your feet down and feel that energy come up the legs so you can unroll to standing a little at a time. Coming all the way up to Tadasana. When you do, turn the palms of your hands forward, which opens that space in the chest and engages the space between the shoulder blades. If you don't feel dizzy, breathe in, reach your arms up, look up, bring the palms towards each other and breathe out. Bring your hands to the center of your chest. And if you feel dizzy, just rest your hands here at the center of your chest. Everybody can take their chin towards the chest, which helps if you do feel dizzy. Take a little smile, which helps to relax the face and the neck and the chest, and then come back to standing upright. Release your arms down to your side. Awesome stuff. Adjust clothing as needed. I seem to have worn an outfit that needs permanent adjusting today, so apologies for that. So today we're going to do the Earth salutation that we practiced last week, and I'll do the first bit facing on to facing the same way as you guys, facing onto the camera rather, and then we'll add other bits to it. So the first part of our Earth salute is all done with the feet in this position, directly in front of the hips or thereabouts, and Tadasana from our mountain pose. So we will do Tadasana, we'll do a cleansing breath, we'll do a little side bend to each side, a little twist to each side, and then fold forward, and then we'll come back up again. I'm just going to step a little bit further back because I have a feeling my hands will go off the screen if not. So, bringing yourself into your alignment with your feet underneath your hips, there or thereabouts. Lift all the toes and spread them out as much as feels comfortable. Then place the big toes down and the other toes down as individually as you can, hoping to end up with toes that are spreading out and not gripping onto the mat. Here, notice how the insteps feel. Perhaps you notice a touch of air on your insteps. We want to lift in the center of the foot, but feel the support of the foot on the floor at the big toe, little toe, down the outside edge of the foot and on the heel. So downward energy around the edges and upward energy in the middle. Draw your knees towards your hips by engaging your quadriceps, engage your pelvic floor, abdomen, draw the shoulder blades towards each other, allow the palms to face forwards, lengthen through the crown of the head. And this is Tadasana. We'll take a deep breath in here and a deep breath out. Then we'll begin our earth salutation by breathing in, reaching the arms up. Breathing out, bringing the palms down to the center of the chest. Then we're going to breathe in again, reach the arms out and up. And as you breathe out, we're just leaving the hands apart and drawing the shoulders down. Breathing in, reach over to your right side, press into your left foot. Breathing out, return to center. Breathing in, reach over to the left, press into your right foot. Breathing out, return to center. One more time to each side. Breathing in, this time press into the right foot as you go to the right. Breathe out as you return. Breathing in, pressing into the left foot. And breathing out as you return. Breathing in the center. Breathing out, reach the left hand forward and the right hand back. Soften knees as you need to twist to the right. And breathing out as you return. Breathing to the opposite side. I've lost my breath. Breathing as you return. One more time to each side. Reaching the left hand forward, the right hand back, twisting to the right. And returning, arms over the head. Reaching the right hand forward, left hand back, soften the knees. And reaching the arms over the head. Here in the center, breathe in as you open your chest. And breathe out, fold forward from your hips, bend your knees to come into a forward bend. In your forward bend, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And then bend your knees deeply again. We're going to reach the arms forward, sit the weight into your heels, press through your legs to stand tall. And breathing out as you bring your hands back to the center of your chest. Very good. Releasing the arms down. Just giving your shoulders a little bit of a shrug if they need it. We haven't done very much for the shoulders to open them up today, so if you need to give them a little bit of a roll, you can. But all of our arm movements will do that anyway. So that's our basic earth salutation, and we're going to add a few little bits and pieces to it. So last week we added a chair pose and a bouncing chair and then a twisted dancer pose. And we are also going to add this week a flying warrior or a warrior 3 pose. So to practice this pose, we're going to use the wall. So everybody said that, I did warn everyone about a wall. If you don't have a wall, a chair will do just as well. So come to your wall, and you want to have your hands at around about waist height, and then walk your feet away until you feel like you're almost making a right angle between your torso and your feet. You can press into the wall quite firmly, engage the belly muscles, bring the feet towards each other a little bit, so just a little narrower perhaps than you had them before. Reach the left foot back first and keep a little softness in this right knee. And then lifting your left heel behind you, feel the buttock engage and then lower. Lifting the left heel up, feel what has to switch on in the back of the body, and then lower your left toes to the floor. One more time, lifting and lower. And then this time as you lift, hold the position if that feels comfortable, or continue working dynamically if you prefer. Try to have your head between your upper arms or above, not below. Feel what's going on in your body. Does it feel better if you extend through your heel and flex through your foot? Does it feel better if you engage the belly muscles or firm the buttock a bit more firmly? And then lower the left leg down. On both feet, bend both knees and just wiggle your hips from side to side. That helps us to release some of our tension. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So first, firming the belly, pressing both hands into the wall, softening your left knee and stepping your right foot back behind you. Lift the right leg up and lower. Notice what works as you do. Lift your right leg up, firm that buttock and lower. Lift the right leg up and lower, and then this time holding. Lift your right leg up, hold. What feels better? Extending through your heel, pointing through your toe. Where does your leg feel strongest? Firm your buttock, firm your belly. Reach the hands away from you as well. It sometimes helps. And then gently lower the leg, slide your foot in, bend both knees to give the hips a little bit of a wiggle. And then you're going to look towards your wall and walk towards the wall. And as you come to standing upright again, take a moment just to notice what's gone on in the hips. Maybe giving them a little wiggle will help, maybe rolling the wrists. And often I find a cleansing breath, breathing in, reaching up, breathing out, hands to the center of the chest is what really helps me to feel my alignment back to center again. Awesome stuff. Okay, guys. So we're going to add the flying warrior to our practice, and we will do it first, and then maybe we can see how we should probably do a freestanding one first. Should we do that? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So flying warrior so often is done from one of the other warrior positions, but we are going to just do it from standing tonight. So if you draw your belly muscles in, reach your arms up or slightly in front of your body. And we're going to stand on the right leg and take the left foot back first. Feel that engagement in the back of the body. So you can already switch on your buttock muscles. A little softness in your standing knee. So that's your right knee. And then just hinge forward from the hips, reaching the hands forward, and your leg comes up behind you at the same time, and then coming the opposite way. We'll do it one more time. Hinging forwards from the hips, reaching the hands away from your feet, and then coming back to center, relaxing the arms down to the side. Whew. Okay, so wobbling, perfectly acceptable, and it takes us a little while to build up our confidence with balances sometimes. So if you prefer to do this holding onto a back of a chair, you can absolutely do that. The other thing that helps is using a point of focus to gaze at. So it can be something on the floor ahead of you. Let's try that on this side. So we're taking the weight onto the left leg, raising the arms up or slightly in front of the body, stepping the right foot back, soften the left knee just a touch, find a point of focus ahead of you, firm your belly, and when you're ready, pivot from your hip. Just leaning forward, lifting the leg behind you as you reach the fingers in front of you, and then coming back to standing. One more time, lengthening the hands away from the feet, the toes away from the fingers, and returning to standing. Relax the arms down to the side, give them a little bit of a shake, give your legs a bit of a shake if it helps, wiggle anything that needs wiggling. And we're going to add that move to our standing flow. Let's do it. Okay, so come to the front of your mat. I'm going to use my right leg first. Turn the palms of the hands forward, engage your belly, feel the buttocks just alive. As you breathe in, take the arms out and up. As you breathe out, bring the hands down to the center of the chest. Breathe in, reach the hands straight up, and as you breathe out, separate the hands and drop the shoulders down. Breathe in as you reach over to your right side. Breathe out as you return to center. Imagine you're holding a beach ball. Breathe in over to your left and breathe out back to the center. We'll twist now. Breathing in as you twist to the right, soften your knees. Breathing out back to the center. Breathing in, twist to the left. Breathing out back to the center. Breathe in, open your chest. And as you breathe out, bend your knees and fold forward into a forward bend. In your forward bend, take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. We're going to bend the knees very deeply now. Heels stay on the floor and reach the hands forward. Just let your breath go. So weight into your heels. We come into chair pose, engaging that space between the shoulder blades, lifting the belly, lifting the hands as high as we can. And we're going to bounce. So we're going to bend the knees a little deeper, take the weight onto the left foot and take the right heel off the floor. And then bounce in the middle, bending a little deeper, come onto the right foot, left heel off the floor. So we're bouncing from side to side, left foot down, right heel up, bouncing in the middle, right foot down, left heel up. One more time to each side with the bounce, keep the arms up or bring the hands to namaste if you prefer. So we're going on the right foot now, and then this time we're going to bounce and take the right foot off the floor as we come onto our left foot. Drop your arms into cactus arms and bring the left elbow to the right knee, twisted dancer. Still a little bend in that left leg. And then here we'll come back to the center. Place the right foot down, bounce in your chair pose and go to the opposite side. So coming onto the right foot, raising the left knee, twisting to the left, right elbow towards left knee. Right leg is still bent, and then we'll come back to the center and we'll bounce. And we'll go over again, raising the right knee, twisting to the right. And then from here, we're going to add the warrior three pose. So turn back to the center, reach the hands forward and the right heel backwards, soft in the left knee. And then bring yourself back to twisted dancer. So bend your right knee in, twist to the right, and then bounce in the center. Go to the left, twisted dancer to begin with. Remember the wobbling's okay. And then from here, reaching the hands forward and the left heel backwards. Engage through the buttock. Come back the way. Bring yourself back to your twisted dancer. Cactus arms, shoulder blades working. Bounce in the center and then fold into your forward bend. And in your forward bend, do anything that feels good, maybe a little sway. We're going to take the hands to the floor and step back into a downward facing dog. So here, soft knees. If you prefer, you can take hands and knees and do a little wiggle. But if you are happy in downward dog, a little wiggle through your down dog, wiggling your hips, wiggling your legs, wiggling your shoulders. And then we'll take a waving vinyasa. So we're going to take the knees down to begin with, toes are tucked under. Allow the buttocks to come towards the heels, reach the hands as far forward as they are comfortable going, forehead towards the floor. And then we're going to round through the spine, chin towards the chest, looking back towards the knees until the shoulders come over the wrists, and then we'll look forward. Imagine you're dragging the heels of the hands backwards, soften the elbows, open in the chest, and then press through the arms, lift in the belly, and round through the back to bring the hips back towards the heels. One more time, all the way forward, soften the elbows, opening the chest, squeezing the buttocks, and then back the other way. Fingertips working as well. And then from here up into downward facing dog. Just a little wriggle of the dog from side to side. And then we're going to walk our feet all the way forward to our hands. Soft in the knees, draping either the backs of the hands to the floor or holding elbow to elbow. And for those who need it, actually holding, interlacing the hands behind the body and extending through the arms. That might feel quite comfortable for some. Wherever you are, taking a deep breath in, deep breath out, relaxing the arms if they've been held in a position. Bend the knees deeply, press down through the feet to round the back, all the way up to upright. If you feel dizziness, bring the hands straight to Namaste. If you prefer, breathe in, take the arms out and up. And breathing out, bringing the hands down to the center of the chest. Very good. Take a moment to adjust clothing as needed. And just give yourself a little bit of a wriggle and congratulate yourself for giving it a go, which is very impressive. Well done, guys. Okay, so we're going to add one more posture this week before we move on. And it's warrior. We're going to add warrior one. So I will demonstrate and then we'll do it together. So imagine you've done your twisted dancer and you've come into your warrior three. You're going to bend your front knee and drop your back heel to the floor so that you are reaching the arms forward. It's like a diagonal shape. And then from here, we're going to lift the upper body so that you're more of a lunge position, a classic warrior one. And then we will probably do a little lengthening the front leg and lowering, because that's quite nice. And because we can add one more pose. So we're going to, from here, from our lengthened leg, turn both of the feet to face the long side of the mat, and then take a forward bend and just bend one knee and then the other. You can do this with your arms out to the side. It's called a surf. Okay. So when we do it, we'll end up twisting the other way. No, we'll go back the way we came. It's easier. It's less confusing. Let's do it that way. Okay, guys. So we're going to add that warrior one, and we're going to add the surfer squat. And I'll talk you through it as we go. There's no exact alignment. Let your body fall where it does, as long as you can feel the strength of your supporting muscles. That's ideal. Okay. So standing in Tadasana, feet hip width apart, turning the palms of the hands forward, breathing in, taking the arms out and up, breathing out, hands to Namaste, breathing in, reaching the arms back up, breathing out as you separate the hands and drop the shoulders down. Breathe in, reach over to your right side. Breathe out as you return to center, firm in the belly. Breathe in, reach over to the left. Breathe out, return to center. Now twisting. Breathe in, twist to the right, reach the left arm forward. Breathe out, back to the center. Breathe in, twist to the left. Soften the knees. Breathe out, back to the center. Breathe in, open your chest and bend your knees as you breathe out. Fold forward over the knees for a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Bend the knees a little deeper, reach the arms forward, drop the weight into the heels, and for chair pose, firm in the belly, deep breath in, deep breath out. Take your weight onto your left foot, free your right foot from the floor, turn, with cactus arms, so that your left elbow comes to your right knee, in that direction anyway. From twisted dancer, reach the arms forward and your right leg back to warrior three. From warrior three, place your right foot down on the floor, press both feet into the floor and keep your arms reaching forward, firm in your belly, firm in your buttocks. From here, press into the feet to raise just the torso upright between the legs, arms still over the head. From here, we're going to lengthen the front leg, turn both toes, so turn the left foot in and the right foot out a little bit so that your feet are pointing to the long side of your mat. And then we're going to fold forward from the hips, soft knees if you need to, until you come down to about halfway down, parallel with the floor. If you need to, you can reach for the floor. You can soften your knees to do it, but if you can do this with your arms out to the side, try that. Bend your right knee, extending through the inner left thigh, and then back to the center, bending the left. Going a little bit from side to side. Surfer squat. One more time. And very good. Coming back to the center, I'm going to come all the way upright. Turn in the right foot, turn out the left foot, point back the way you came. Raise the arms over the head, bend into your left knee. Then pivot on your back toe. So you want your the right heel to be raised, soften in the knees, and then press off the right foot to come into warrior three. From warrior three, come back into your twisted dancer pose, bending the right knee, twisting to the right. And then from here, step into your chair pose. Let's take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. We're going to fold over our legs to take a forward bend. And I'm just going to walk myself to the other end of the mat so I can do this facing in your direction again. So from our forward bend, we're going to bend the knees deeply, reach the arms forward, come into our chair pose, weight into the heels, and then take the weight onto your right foot to free the left foot from the floor, cactus arms, turning right elbow to left knee, twisted dancer. From twisted dancer, we're going to lengthen the left leg back, reach the arms forward, coming into warrior three. And then step your left foot down behind you. Keep the arms forward and the torso forward. Press into both feet for warrior two, but a sort of forward variation. Press through both feet, firm the buttock and the belly, and come up to upright, yes, into our classic warrior one. And then we're going to lengthen the front leg, turn both feet so they face towards the long side of the mat. Reach your arms wide and fold forward from your hips. If you need to touch the floor, you can. If you're happy to float from one side to the other, bending one knee, extending through the opposite leg, particularly the inner thigh, as you do your surfer squats. We're just doing one more to each side. When you're ready, coming back to the center, coming upright, we're going to turn the feet, left foot in, right foot out, turn the hips, bend the right knees, come into warrior one, and then coming up onto the ball of the left foot, so you can bend the left knee and press off the left foot to give you momentum to come into warrior three. From warrior three, keeping the buttock working and the heel up, bend your left knee and bring yourself upright into your twisted warrior. Fall if you need to, it's all good. And then from here into chair pose, both feet down, reaching the arms up. Fold over your legs into a forward bend. And then from here, step your feet back, hands on the floor, into a downward facing dog. So here we're going to wiggle anything that needs wiggling. And then if you want to rest, you can take your knees out, your toes in, and settle into a wide-legged child's pose, forehead to the floor. If you prefer, if child's pose is no good for you, or if you just prefer, you can rest all the way flat on your belly, toes towards each other, heels apart, giving the hips a little bit of a wiggle. Taking a few deep breaths. Whenever you're ready, come into kneeling if you can. So if you're in a child's pose, you can pad your hands back towards you. If you've been lying on your front, you can come onto hands and knees and then back into a kneeling pose. And it doesn't matter if you need some support, if you want to use a cushion or a block, something under the buttocks. If you're uncomfortable kneeling on your flat feet, you can tuck your toes under, or you can just kneel up the way. That's absolutely fine. Wherever you are, we're just going to roll the wrists, which is a lovely thing to do. And we'll go the opposite way as well. So you've added a few new postures to the sequence, which is great. Let's interlace the hands behind us. Roll the shoulder blades together. Now here, if you keep your elbows bent and roll your elbows towards each other, you get a different kind of stretch than if you lengthen through the arms. So we'll do both. Elbows bent first, rolling the elbows towards each other. Try not to overarch your spine to make this happen. Try to use your shoulders. Make sure your neck is free by gently turning the head from side to side. And then if you want to, you can lengthen through the arms and just free the hands from the back of the body so that you get a different kind of opening. And again, you might want to move your head perhaps up and down or side to side, just to make sure you've got no tension in your neck. When you're ready to release, just soften the arms, soften the fingers away from each other, give them a little bit of a wriggle. Fantastic stuff. Okay, so we're going to come to the wall to do legs up the wall and a variation of the shoulder stand. So it's helpful to have a block. And if you don't have a wall, you can use a sofa or a chair. That's fine. And I should maybe demonstrate how to use that for anyone who doesn't have a wall. I should do that first. So if you're doing this with a chair, you sit next to your chair, sofa, bed, as you choose, and you swing your torso down and your legs up, and you can rest your feet down. And this is actually a little bit more restful and restorative than doing this with legs up the wall for anyone who is tight in the hamstrings. But if you are not tight in the hamstrings, or if you're happy doing legs up the wall and it's one of your favorites, let me move meditating man out of the way. It's the same principle. Sit next to the wall, swing your torso down and your legs up, shimmy yourself into the wall if you want to. If you're tight in the back of the body, you might want to leave yourself a little bit further away or soften your knees a little bit. Allow the wall to take the weight of your legs. So the weight of your heels falls towards the wall, and the weight of the legs falls into the pelvis in a completely different way from how it does as we sit and stand through most of our lives. So this is an inversion. It's called Viparita Karani, or Viparita Karani, depending on how your Sanskrit pronunciation goes. And it's actually a mudra, a gesture of the whole body. It is often used as an alternative to shoulder stand, an inversion of the body. Resting your arms away from your body, just as you do in relaxation, with the palms turned upwards. If you need somewhere to look with your eyes, look at the space between your big toes. But if you're comfortable closing your eyes, you can do that. And see if you can relax your face, your shoulders, your chest. And here we don't need to use our buttocks or our abdominal muscles to maintain this pose. So relax there as well. Find a long, slow, deep breath. And anyone who's super comfortable here might wish to stay here. Just make sure that you are not tensing your feet. So if you wiggle your toes, it will help you to keep your feet nice and relaxed. And therefore the rest on the Venus return, so the effect of the legs being raised, helping the blood to get back to the center of the body, is increased if we can relax those muscles. But if you're holding tense, then it is less effective. If you wish to, you can take your block and do a slightly supported version of this, which takes us towards shoulder stand. So shoulder stand isn't for those who have problems with pressure in their eyes, high blood pressure that is unmedicated, detached retinas, that sort of thing. If you're at all unsure, stick with this version. If you'd like to join me, you can. Take your feet to the wall, bending your knees, and then just like we did in bridge pose, press down with your upper arms, press into your heels and lift your buttocks up and place your block on its medium setting, if you can, underneath the sacrum, that's bony space at the back of the hips. We've done a couple of these supported bridges on the floor. So if you're unsure, you can spend some time just finding that correct space. If you find your bony hips at the front of your body and take your hands directly around behind, that's where your block should be. And you can lengthen your legs up the wall and then relax your arms out to the side. And if that feels good, then you can stay. If you want to come down to the low setting of your block, you can. Whatever position or variation you're doing, just taking a couple of deep breaths. Or coughing, in my case. Try to relax your face, your shoulders. Feel the weight of the pelvis and the legs supported by your block. The pelvis almost light. We're going to take just one more deep breath before we come down a little on the block. We're releasing down a little bit at a time. So when you're ready, you can bend the knees and place the feet on the floor. Press down with the backs of the arms, elbows close to the body. Lift your hips up and turn your block onto its lowest setting and then settle your hips back down onto the block. Release the arms out, extend through the legs if you wish to. If you were already on the lower block setting, you can come down to the floor if you wish, or you can hang out here for a couple of deep breaths with us. Soften all of the body again. If it feels okay, you can gently sway your nose from side to side, not really turning, just wriggling or rocking on the back of your head. Then bring your head to center and stillness for another deep breath. Preparing to move by bending the knees, placing the feet on the floor, on the wall, bringing the elbows close to the body, rolling the hips up, and then removing your block to roll your hips all the way down, extending your legs up the wall again. And here, if you want to, you can raise your arms over your head or out to the sides above the head, just to relax the shoulders and arms in a slightly different position, opening the sides of the body. And again, if you wish to, you can rock your head from side to side. When you're ready, you can bring your head to center and stillness. Soften the features of the face. Let go of any tension you are able to let go of. And take another couple of deep breaths. Vipariti Karani is one of the most restorative things that we can do for our energy. It's grounding in a different way from standing on our feet. It rests the pelvis. It allows the spine to be neutral. It's reported to be extremely restorative for our nervous system in general. Sorry. So if you are prone to anxiety or worry or feeling flustered or overwhelmed, this is a great pose to do, and it promotes a steady, slow, deep abdominal breath, which is associated with feelings of calm. Whenever you're ready, you can bend your knees into your chest and release your arms maybe towards your knees. Just roll to one side, taking a moment, and then in your own time, come up into sitting. I'm just going to get rid of this chair, but you guys just find your way to a comfortable seat. And you can use something for support for our practice. So if you'd like to sit on a cushion or a block or a rolled up blanket, or if you happen to have a bolster, then you can use a bolster. And you might want to put something on. So we are heading towards relaxation, but we're going to do a breath practice first. So if you want to grab a blanket and jumper, socks, that sort of thing, then feel free to do that right now, because not only does Vipariti Karani promote calmness in our system, but it does also reduce the blood pressure, which makes us feel cooler even after a dynamic practice. Sit in any comfortable position. So if you prefer to kneel, you can kneel. If you prefer to sit cross-legged, you can. You can sit in a chair if you like. Nobody is suggesting that that's not okay. So whatever is good, to feel the lift in your spine. So feel the foundation of whatever's on the floor, whatever you're sitting on, whatever's in contact with support, and lift away from it so you feel tall. We're going to do a breath with sound today. And so the first thing that we're going to do is rest our hands onto our bellies, quite low down. So that space that was engaged in a lot of practice, that was firm for so much of our class, I want it to be really relaxed now. So relax in your bellies, rest your hands there. We're going to make an R sound through an open mouth, as open as you can, on our exhalations. And so I'll demonstrate and join in when you're ready. The key thing is to keep your mouth open as wide as you can, whilst also still doing this, and relax everything else. You don't have to make such a deep sound, and you can make your sound as often as your breath falls. Don't hold your breath waiting to be the same as me. And remember that apart from Lynn and Hannah, no one else can hear you. If you're attacked by a fit of the giggles, go with it. Whenever you're ready, we're going to do 3 of these. Just take a moment to relax your arms and let your breath and your body fall into a sort of stillness, quietness. Notice the effect of this practice. Perhaps you noticed how long your exhalation part of the breath was compared to normal. This is one of the reasons why we use sound in yoga, to extend our exhalations. We're going to do an oo or u sound next. So resting your hands over the center of your chest, relaxing your body. I will do one and then I'll do another three. You can join in whenever you're ready. Same principles apply. Doesn't matter what the tune is, it's not about a tune. Ooh. Two more. Relax your hands down, relax your breath, relax your face. Notice the difference between the two practices, the effects of this practice. Now we're going to hum on exhalation, so it's more of an M sound, a mm. And to do this, we'll close our mouths but keep our teeth apart. And it's the same principle, just exhaling while you make a humming sound. I'll do one and then we can join in and do three together. Relax shoulders and faces. Just one more. Allow your breath to fall back into quietness and notice the effect of your practice. Particularly if you've got your eyes closed, this is very effective. Now we're going to put the three sounds together to make one sound, which is the sound of Om, but it's pronounced ah, oo, Om. So we'll do this all in one exhalation. And the ah starts from deep in the belly. So if you want to leave your right hand there, you can. And the oo comes from in the chest. So if you want to leave your left hand there, you can. And the comes from around about the mouth. Again, I'll do one to show you how it goes and then join in. We'll do a few of these before coming for relaxation. Allow the hum to be the longest part of the breath. 3 more. Last one. Allow your breath to fall into silence at the end of your exhalation. Take a moment to notice the effect of your practice. Then when you're ready, as slowly or, gently and subtly as you can, bringing yourself into relaxation posture. So lying down on your back, you can place a cushion or bolster or rolled blanket under the backs of the knees if you'd like to. Resting your feet apart, toes falling out to the side, arms relaxed away from the body with the palms turned upwards. If you need to, you can gently roll your head from one side to the other, or bend your knees into your chest and hug them towards you if your low back is not settled. When you're ready, bring your body to center and stillness. Take your awareness into your forehead, feel it soften, the space between your eyebrows spreading, the area around your eyes relaxing, your mouth, tongue and jaw releasing. Take your awareness of your body and feel the whole of the back of the body heavy, warm, supported and releasing down. Move your awareness to the front of your body. Feel space over you, around you. Feel the touch of air on your face. The sensation of holding space in the palms of your hands. Allow the whole of the body to release and let go. Bring your awareness to your breath, just becoming aware of the rhythm of your breath. If it feels okay, you can gently deepen your breath, just a little longer and slower, a little deeper and more complete in your exhalation. With every breath in, drawing in energy, light, harmony, peace, calm. With every breath out, releasing tension, fatigue, anxiety, discomfort, conflict. Every breath in, peace, calm, vitality, harmony, love. Every breath out, releasing anything you no longer need, letting go, finding relaxation with every exhalation. Gently bring your awareness back to your hands and your feet by wiggling your fingers and toes. Maybe you roll your wrists and your ankles a few times in each direction. When you feel ready, you can take a deep breath in and stretch through the legs, through the arms, through the face of your through the sides of the body. Move any way that feels good. When you feel ready, you can bend your knees into your chest, hug them towards you. Make any movements that feel good with your spine. Don't hurry, but whenever you're ready, roll to one side, keeping your eyes gently closed. Give yourself a moment to come around. And then whenever you're ready, coming into any comfortable seated position, bringing the hands and resting them over the center of the chest. Find that inner lift. And just notice if you're feeling differently than you did at the beginning of class. Maybe your breath is a little quieter, more subtle, more calm. Maybe you have loosened off some tension. Maybe you've created some strength. Notice whatever changes there may be, without judgment. There is no right or wrong way in yoga. Smile when you're ready, and then gently open your eyes. Namaste, guys. Well done for doing this practice, because it was toughy in parts and deeply relaxing in others. I hope you enjoyed it. See you next time.